Like, that makes me want to punch a nigga in the face. Like, I don't have time for that.
This is our commentary under the Fair Use Act.
It is used for starting of discussions, also used for entertainment purposes.
But what was I gonna say? I hate to cover up my beauty mark because I have a beauty mark right in the middle of my face. I just think it's so cute. But trying to make sure my eyebrows are like the same. I've been having a hard time with that lately. And I was watching this chick and she does like a unibrow look to make sure her eyebrows are even. So I'm gonna try it and see if it works for me. Who knows? They're sisters, not twins. You feel me? Anyway, so like I was saying, but okay, so anyway, like I said, so yeah, I get my cash. It's summertime, so I have him. But you know, I guess, you know, when his dad called to talk to him, you know, Cash was one. That's what his dad told him, because I'm not about to sit in here and monitor your conversations with your son. You do what you do. Y'all do what y'all do.
I just woke up. Well, just kind of got up. Bae left to go do overtime today. So,
and he was saying that Cash wanted to go spend some time with him, which I'm not mad at that, because it's like, okay, you know, he's only 8, you know. And now that I'm in the same state, we have that flexibility where it's like, okay, well, you want to come get him. If I want to get him on the weekends, I can get him on the weekends. He wants to, you know, whatever. We just kind of work it out. However, it works out. So if my son says, hey, you know, I want to come see you, Mom, I'm going to get him. And if he says he wants to go to Dad, then that's the beauty of it. You can go see Dad, right? So I'm like, okay, well, come get him, you know, whatever. He's like, I'm gonna get him for the weekend, which is cool too, because he needed to get a haircut, stuff like that. I was like, all right, cool, bet. That saves me, you know, a little money, little time. Go ahead, do what you gotta do. You know, it's part of co-parenting. You have to, you know, work together, compromise, all that stuff. My problem with that one is the compromise is always on my side, I feel. Okay, and I feel like that shit, it does start to piss me off, because, you know, okay, let me tell you what. So, oh shit, I messed up my eyebrow a little bit. I can fix it. So, I feel like, you know, he wanted to come get him for the weekend, or come and get him for a couple of days so they could spend some time together, do some stuff together, which is fine. Even though it's my time, I'm like, it's fine, you know, especially if Cash wants to go. I don't want to make him feel like he can't, you know what I'm saying? Even though it does cut into my time technically, but I'm not, you know, whatever. You have to learn how to be flexible. My thing was, when he hit me up to say that he was coming to get him, he was just like, sometime Friday. He was just like, I'm coming to get him Friday. I'm like, oh, okay, what time? And it was like pulling fucking teeth to get him to tell me what time he was coming. And I'm like, I have shit to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand like all that, and I'm flexible and all that, but, you know, unless you want me, you know. So anyway, I was like, so what time? He's like, well, I'll let you know when I'm on the way. Well, listen, sir, that means I don't have to sit around all day until you decide to tell me that you're coming. And he had to work that day, and I don't know his schedule like that. So I didn't know what time he got off. So I was like, so what time is that? Like, what time after work are you gonna be? What time is that? So I know how to plan my day, you know, and make sure he's ready and everything. So he was just like, I'll let you know. And this is I hate that type of shit. Like, that's so rude. When I'm, Even if I'm doing something and I'm like, I'm gonna come get him and I don't know exactly what time, I'll be like, I'll give you a time frame. I was like, can you give me a time frame at least? Like, shit, morning, afternoon, evening, what is it? Like around 5, around 4, around 6, like what, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, basically he didn't want to give me a time frame, but then I ended up squeezing it out of him. Like, I need to know so I can plan my day or whatever and make sure he's ready. And he was like, okay, so around, X time. So I was like, okay, that's fine. Because had it been him, had it been the other way around, he would have fully expected me to give him a time. And I would have, because that's just out of common courtesy. You just can't expect that people don't have shit else going on, but to wait around on you all day. That type of stuff really pisses me off. And it's like, he knows how to piss me off. Like, come on now. You know what I'm saying? But he don't give a fuck about nobody but himself. Don't get me started. Like I said, I'm trying to be respectful because I really don't have no beef with him. But that type of shit really makes co-parenting difficult for me. Like, because I have a mouth on me, and I usually, nowadays, I'm more calm. But had this been the old Chrissy, I'd have been like, look, motherfucker, have some respect. So, oh shit, I did the wrong one. Ooh. But anyway, I was just like, okay, well, see, that wasn't that difficult. All I needed was a little time. That's all I needed. And so then that day, I was running errands. We were running errands and stuff. And I was like, I'm out right now around the time that he was gonna come all the way to my house.
I just woke up. Well, just kind of got up. Bae left to go do overtime today. So
I was like, I'm out now. Do you, like, because of traffic though, I might not be there before you. So, but I'm already like, I was by his job, or I was just out. So I was like, I could take him to the house for you, or I can meet you somewhere since I'm already out, or I can bring him to your job, like whatever, just to try to make it easier for him. And, or, for everybody really. So I don't have to, so I didn't have to try to trek all the way back to the house to beat him here, you know what I'm saying? Or have him wait, because I feel like that's rude. So I was trying to think of, ways to, whatever. And he was like, no, I'm going to come pick him up at your house. I shouldn't have said it like that, because he didn't say it like that. He just texted me that. But that's how I read it. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's why you had to communicate over the phone sometimes. Call me, because I might have read it with an attitude, and you might not have even meant to have an attitude with me. But now all of a sudden I'm offended because of the way you wrote that shit. But I know him, so I know that tone. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I hate that shit. Like, I'm trying to make shit easy, and you trying to make shit difficult. So I'm like, all right, well, I was trying to just, make it easier, because if I'm running late, then that's going to be a problem, because then you're going to have to wait, and you probably have your own thing going on. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to wait around on me. I hate waiting around on people. So I was like, but it's okay. I'm going to just try to make it back before you, just, again, trying to, be easier, make it easier on everybody. So I was like, all right, I'll just, get back to the house or whatever before you. And, I did. I got here like right before he got back. Got here. And I got back right before he got here. And it worked out. But, like, just being difficult for no reason is irritating. Then I asked him, like, when are you going to bring him back? And he was like, I don't know. Like, I'll have him for a couple of days. And I was like, all right, cool. Again, I'm being flexible, but we're adults. Like, we're adults. We have to make the plans. You know what I'm saying? Kids don't have a real perception of time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, all right, when a couple days, that's fine. So it's been a few days, and, I've talked to Cash a few times, and I'm like, all right, cool. Have fun. He's doing some stuff with Dad, whatever. Keep it real light. And, it's been a few days now, and I'm like, I texted him and I was like, so when are you bringing him back? Low-key, like, I want my baby back. Like, I'm not trying to be rude, but he lives with you all year, and I want my baby back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know dad thing and son thing and haircuts and bonding time, and I get that and all that other stuff. But had it been me affecting his schedule, first of all, he probably wouldn't have let that shit happen, because that's how he is. Second of all, he would have been like, you need to tell me exactly when you're bringing him back, the day and the time. But me, he's just like, whenever I text him today, I'm like, when are you gonna bring him back? And he was like, whenever he says he wants to go back. He would not have he's never allowed him to make those types of decisions. You know what I'm saying? No, never. When it comes to his house, it's never. So I just feel like it's so one-sided sometimes dealing with him, because I feel like I'm forced to be like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, no. Just to keep the peace, because I don't like to fight or bicker or go back and forth, because it's draining and I don't have time for it. Yeah, whenever he feels like it. And mind you, he works most of the week. So I know he's at work right now. So why... Y'all probably already know where I'm going. Like, it doesn't make sense to me to have him be babysat or with someone else and not you when you're at work, and the whole purpose of you getting him over the weekend was so that you guys could do some things and spend time together. So if you're going back to work, where's my son, bro? You know what I'm saying? But again, like I said, I'm trying to be this newfound co-parent, where, not newfound, but it's been like this for a while now, but I'm trying to not, because it doesn't serve me to argue endlessly with someone and nothing change. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to change. He's going to continue to do the fuck he wants to do, because that's how he feels. He feels like he runs shit. So I'm just like, it's easier for me to just be like, okay. He's like, well, I'm sure he'll be asking to come back in a couple of, or he's like, I'm sure he'll be asking to come back in a couple of days or whatever. But it's like, since when do 8-year-olds make decisions like that to stay gone for X amount of time? But again, like, if you don't want to, like, you know, I don't know. He's cutting into my time with him, and it pisses me off. But like I said, I'm trying to be understanding, because if my son wants to hang out with dad, he wants to hang out with dad. That's fine. And I told him, I was like, hey, you know, when you're ready for mom, like, if I need to come get you, I'll come get you. Or if you want dad to bring you, drop you off, whatever, that's fine. But I don't know. This is my first summer here in the same state since we've had our parenting, you know, our parenting plan in place. So it's been kind of interesting to see how we're adjusting. I feel like we're doing okay, but this is like the first time where I've been like, the fuck is you doing? Why is you playing with me? You know, I have a really bad, like, I'm really big on risk. I'm really heavy on respect. And as soon as I feel disrespected, it's a problem, you know? Anyway, let me read somebody else coming. Give him an inch, they take a mile. Go according to the, he's not following the quarter, so that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I try to, because you, as a parent, listen, y'all, you just, like, there's no rule book for this shit. I would feel bad if Cash was like, I really want to see my dad, and he's up, not up the street, but he's like, you know, within driving distance, and I don't get him to his dad. The same way as if he was at his dad's house and he was like, I really want to go see my mom and my siblings. I would feel a way if his dad prevented him from doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, or prevent, you know, I would feel a way. So I try not to be that parent, because at the end of the day, it's whatever is going to make my son be a well-rounded child and not feel alienated from either side. So I try to be as lenient as possible with that, while still fighting for my right to have what I'm supposed to have, because I already don't get enough. Okay, don't get me started. But I do get him any weekends I want or whatever. Cash will be like, Mommy, I want to come to your house this weekend. We make it happen. He comes, I go and get him, and then he'll come pick him up. So it's not like he's giving me pushback on the weekends. So I felt like, okay, I'm not gonna give you pushback on coming to get him, even though summer is mine. I get 6 weeks in the summer. And mind you, 6 weeks in the summer is not enough. But I'm lenient because we're in the same state now. So it's like, okay, we can kind of work things out and make things a little easier. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get this under my little, over my lip. I always conceal that part. But look crazy. But what was I gonna say? So, but here's one more thing, and then we're gonna move on from this subject. But either way, I'm gonna wait a couple more days. You know, I'm gonna see what what happens. But you know, I reserve my right to show my, not to show my ass, but to tell him how I really feel. But you know, it's just no point in going back and forth with a motherfucker who is, it's like talking to a brick wall. And I at this point, I'm at this point in my life where I'm gonna save my peace before I argue a motherfucker down who's never gonna change. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm saving my breath, waste of time. So anyway, that's just frustrating. That's why I say co-parenting is ghetto sometimes, and this is what I mean by that, because you can be, you know, as nice and as nice and understanding as possible, and as you know, whatever is possible, and a motherfucker will still take advantage of that shit and still be a dumbass. So it is what it is. Another thing though that I really don't like is this. Since I'm on the subject anyway. So we're having a discussion the other day, and you guys, mind you, I've been extremely private about a lot of the stuff that goes on behind the scenes because I just don't want people in my business, and I don't want to offend anybody by whatever. And I don't mean like you guys, I mean if you know, people watch my baby daddies watch my channels, watch my videos, maybe not every video, or they have little friends or girlfriends or family members who watch my stuff, and I don't want anybody to feel a certain type of way. But at the same time, this is it really is what it is. Like what I go through is ghetto sometimes. Okay, I keep my shit together, and I don't ever let the kids know about what's happening in the back end because I don't want them to feel any type of way. But when I tell you I fight for my fucking right, I fight for my life in these baby mama, baby daddy co-parenting streets. Okay, like jeez. Like I'd be like, can I go back and do it over? Cause I would not have challenged you motherfuckers. None of them. But so anyway, I think I'm gonna do a little eyeshadow. I haven't been really doing much with the eyeshadow lately. It just takes patience I don't have. But that's, you're right, every day. Do you think the dad would tell Cash to request to go back home? Like when Cash asked for time with dad, do you think that would put him up to that? You know, I don't want to instigate one way or another thinking that he would do that to me. But I don't know. I can't say for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to say that he would do that. I don't feel like he would have a reason to like hold him back from me, or to want him to be over. Like, do you want to come over here? Do you want to da 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 da? But then again, it's like, fuck all that, you know? So what was I gonna say? We were having a conversation, or the kids were having a conversation the other day, and I happened to like just, you know, come down or whatever, and we were talking about something, and the kids mentioned that my son mentioned that his dad told him that all of his siblings over here are his half siblings, and he has a half sister on his dad's side from his dad, obviously. But that sister is his like full-blood sister. And although like I didn't show that pissed me the fuck off, it did piss me the fuck off. So I just had to re-teach him like some things. And because see, my biggest fear in this situation where my son is living primarily with his father is for him to feel like he's alienated, like I just said, from our family over here, from us. That's been my biggest fear since day one of this transition, of this process. So that kind of really made me mad, but I didn't even bring it up to the dad because there's no point in doing that because we're just going to argue about it. He's not going to change. He's not going to stop. So it's my job as his mother to take him to the side and sit him down and re-educate him about families and bloodlines and things like that, because all that half and whole shit, that doesn't even matter. And if you ask me, it's not... he thinks that he being the male, he determines like all that. And I'm like, listen, you were in my body. All of your siblings were in my body. There's not much more whole than that. So we're not going to do half. We don't call each other half siblings. That doesn't even... At his small age of 8 years old, he should not even have to try to understand or wrap that around. That should not even be on his little baby brain. No one should give a fuck who's this and who's that. It's causing separation and alienation from us, and we're already separated. And I know that's hard. Just imagine being an 8-year-old child, and when this all happened, he was like 4. So just imagine, you know, being a toddler and taken away from everything that you've ever known because you lived with your siblings every day, woke up with them, went to sleep with them every day, ate with them, went to school with them, played with them every single day, to changing that dynamic. And, you know, and then only seeing us holidays and breaks and summer, 6 weeks in the summer. And now you further alienate him and push him away and separate us from each other by saying that we're not even really fucking related. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit really does piss me off. But like, again, I'm not going to start arguing back with a motherfucker who does not have the brain capacity to really fully understand that. It's just up to me to try to combat that with my own facts and opinions, and pray that my son doesn't feel like I'm coming, and pray that my son doesn't feel like... That's honest, he don't mean nothing. Pray that, you know, in the long run, he doesn't become this individual that has, you know, issues because he feels like, you know, I abandoned him and we're not even related to him or whatever. But then on that side, try to make their family close knit. I'm coming, baby. Make their family more close knit by saying we're all a family, we're all related. This is your whole blood sister, but those are your half siblings. Like, that makes me want to punch a nigga in the face. Like, I don't have time for that. You're making parenting and co-parenting in this situation is already so difficult, and you add another level of difficulty when you try to brainwash my fucking kid. You see what I'm saying? So, y'all, I didn't need to get on here and go into tangents, but you know, that shit really pisses me off. So anyway, I just took him to the side and we had a conversation about it. I made it really light. I didn't make it really heavy. Like, you gotta understand. No, it's just, hey, listen, that's your dad's opinion. That's only one opinion, but that's not how it works. For real. Okay? Hold on one second, y'all. Let me see what he wants, because I know he doesn't need anything serious, but...